going on? I still need to fix that. I have this screen, right? That's an overlay and it's a solid overlay. And I like to start the stream that way. And I need to fix it because what I need to do is make that a background instead so that when we're all done, we are here, right? So how's it going, everybody? How are you doing? Did you have a good Christmas? Did you even celebrate Christmas? Are you ready for the new year? Man, I hope that you guys are. I am excited to be here with you guys today. So today's live Q&A, right? We're going to do live Q&A today. I did get a couple of good beefy questions from Meg Wheeler and our new friend, Kevin McClear. Actually, a McAleer. Kevin, I don't know how to say your last name. I think it's McAleer. Anyways, so I'm going to answer those questions for sure. But if you guys have questions, feel free to post them in the comments. We will stay here for an hour. So if we have time, I'll get to your questions for sure. But like I said, feel free to post anything. So in the comments here. So we are live broadcasting on my Facebook page, inside of my free Facebook group, DIY Marketing with Melanie, and we are live over on YouTube. So we are live in a few places. So yeah, what's up, Nyla? How are you this morning? Good to see you. You guys, I am for the first time in this place showing you the new themes. So StreamYard, hey Kevin, how do you say your last name? I need it phonetically. Is it McAleer? That's my question. Is it McAleer? Did I get it right? Or am I way off? Maybe it's McClear. I don't know. Tell me how to say it. Anyways, right? So you guys are seeing for the first time, I'm using, so StreamYard recently released 2 additional themes inside of the platform. So let me show you. You guys have seen me multiple times before I'll pull up a banner because, well, no, we'll just stick with the comments. So the different themes were default, which was this one. I love this one because your face comes through nice and big. However, sometimes when there's a lot of text in the comment, it will literally come up and fill like half the screen. And I like your beefy comments. It's just, it like covers me up. And so it doesn't work that great. Then they have this other one called minimal, which I would switch to when that would happen. So let me see here. Yeah. Okay. So let me look. McAleer. Okay. I had it right. Yes. Okay. So back to what I was saying. So this is minimal. So this was good if we had a long comment like this, right? If I use the original default, it would like cover up a lot of the screen. So then I would switch to minimal sometimes. And that was one of the ways that we did that. Okay. Nyla's here as well. And she says, she hopes I'm also having a great day. I am having a great day, having a really good day. So now they have 2 more themes that they just came out with. This one's called Bubble. Okay, so that's one I was starting with. And then if you notice, they also have animation. So when we go to default, it would just pop up. They animated minimal, watch. It slides in. Bubble is animated. It pops in 2 little layers. And then this is the other theme that they created, block. Real fancy names. Really, really creative names. Bubble and block. So anyway, they added these themes to add just a little bit more creativity. So, maybe, you didn't want this huge comment, but you didn't like this one. I personally do not like this one. I like that it's transparent down here. You can still see my hand, I like that. But I don't love it. It's kind of ugly. You know what I mean? I wish where it's gray was white, like a little light transparency. Bubble's good. It's a little smaller, so it's lower on the screen. So I like it. It works. And block is okay too, because your face is bigger. So I think I'm going to stick with block because I like the bigger profile picture being shown and represented. So yeah, so Kevin likes Bubble the best. He likes that one in his humble opinion. That's pretty funny. So Kevin says it was a slow day in the marketing office the day they came up with block. Yeah. I mean, they're tech people, right? They're tech people. Maybe they're still building their creative staff. I do know that StreamYard is actually growing their team. Like they had massive success very quickly, where they literally like blew up, and they have grown their team. They've added to their team, and so they hopefully are going to get a little more creative. But it doesn't take up much room inside the interface, which I like. So, all right, you guys. So if you have questions, post them. Put a Q in front of your question for me. And if you already posted one, just do me a favor, repost it, put a Q in front of it. That helps me go quickly find the questions, because also there's a lot of comments, which are fun too. But if you have a question you want me to answer, then just put a Q in front of it so that I can see that nice and easily. I'm going to put on some chapstick because I forgot to put that on. And we ain't got time for dry lips. Nope, no time for dry lips. Okay, Meg submitted a question already, Meg Wheeler. So let me pull that up. Her question is, she says, in my promo the past 10 days, I showed up a lot more. Daily Instagram lives, daily Instagram posts, 4 Facebook lives, tons of IG stories, Instagram stories. So lots of promotion. She was in an active promotion. She said, I got a ton more traction, but that level of activity feels unsustainable every week. How can I keep the momentum without burning out? This is a really great question, and actually something that I find to be a common issue when people go into a launch. So launching means, Meg was promoting a service. She's now doing a one-on-one type of done for you service for people in their financial, like bookkeeping. And she was kind of launching that. And so she did a lot of active promotion. If you were around last week, or the last couple weeks before I closed the doors to the Facebook Live Bootcamp, you saw that I sent a lot of emails. That if you're still on my email list and you didn't unsubscribe, thank you for sticking by, right? I was live almost every day on Facebook and on YouTube, and I was a little more active inside of some of my areas. And so, yeah, that's part of it, but you do gain traction. I had a ton of new leads come into my email list and new followers. We have new group members. A lot goes on when you are active, right? And so when you're in an active promotion, you are going to gain traction. You are going to gain momentum, but is it sustainable? That's a decision each business owner has to make for themselves. Now, you can get what I call content fatigue, which basically means you run out of stuff to say. You feel like you run out of stuff to say. That is actually usually one of the number one reasons why people don't sustain a frequency like Meg is describing. And then, of course, the other reason is that they just simply get tired. They get burnt out. They get tired of being live. They get tired of being active, because it takes energy. It takes time, right? So what I say is, you've got to find a happy medium. You've got to decide, okay, what's the happy medium? What can I do? But I wanted to share some tips to Meg and to any of you that are worried about the same thing to see if I can help. So here's the deal. In order to create more content, there's a few things that we need to do. Number one, and I've mentioned this before, working in batches is going to help you create more content. And working in batches basically means that instead of every day you say, okay, today I'm going to come up with an Instagram post and I'm going to create some Instagram stories. And then the next day, okay, today I'm going to come up with an Instagram post and some Instagram stories, and so on and so on. Same thing with recording podcast episodes, writing blog posts, recording pre-recorded videos for YouTube or wherever, right? Or IGTV, which is a very popular kind of the same thing, pre-recorded video that you can publish. You want to work in batches. So what that means is, Monday, you sit down and you write all of your posts for the week. You get it all ready to go. You're in the zone. You will be more efficient. You will actually, you don't have to fire up the creative engine. When you sit down, it's like, okay, I'm going to write an Instagram post today. Okay, what am I going to write about? You don't have to do that every time. You're already in the flow of creativity. It will absolutely come out faster. Same thing with video. You're already ready for video. You're dressed and ready to go. You have your setup ready. You've got your lights. You're ready to go for creating videos. It is so much more laborious. I just like saying that word, by the way, laborious, to get set up every time to create content. And so when you work in batches, you can create more content more efficiently. So it doesn't burn you out as much, but you do have to make sure you schedule and plan for that. So we talked about this during my content creation workshop last week. Was that last week? Last week. I think that was last week. Yeah, last week, right? Yeah, last Tuesday. Goodness. During my content creation workshop, we talked about if you create this plan, this content strategy, this content plan, then you can go work in batches because you have your content plan ready. So even creating the content plan in a batch, if you will, sitting down in one session and saying, okay, I'm going to come up with 20 ideas for Facebook Live videos. So that's 20 weeks of content. That's 20 different sessions, right? And so sitting down and planning in a batch, but then going and creating in a batch is going to make you it's going to help you sustain so much more energy. Yeah, there might be a day when you're actually doing all the creation where you get a little worn out, but imagine that versus every day, part of your day, like it's like this laborious thing you have to do. So working in batches was definitely the first tip I wanted to share with Meg. The other thing I wanted to say is that one of the ways that you can kind of help your creativity, thinking process, your brainstorming process go faster is to do a theme per week. So each week you have a theme, and what that theme could be a topic, one of the categories that you cover, and then all of your content for the week is under this theme. So, for example, if I decided one week I was going to talk about audio, I could talk about microphones, I could talk about techniques, I could talk about music, I could talk about adding audio to your streams, adding audio in other places. I could bring on a guest if I wanted to, right? But all week I'm talking about audio. That's pretty easy to sit down and think, okay, I can come up with 3 things to post about regarding audio because you're in that category, right? Buckets, if you will. So create a theme of the week. So sit down and maybe start out with themes, and then creating the small content, the social content. It's easier and faster to create it because you're just basically working under the umbrella. That's what I call batch thinking. Literally, it's batch thinking, which is the other thing I recommend when you're batching. So Meg, what I would say is if you weren't able to watch the content planning workshop last week, go watch that replay because I go through creating categories, creating topics, and all those things. And Meg, the thing I'll say to Meg is, and I know Meg, I know you know all this stuff. So maybe you just need that refresher, right? So you know that the content planning process, start with your categories, then break it down to topics, then break it down to little things. Make sure you refocus on that process, and then you'll be able to come up with these ideas better. Now, the other thing I want to share, that the third tip I have is repurpose your content. So Meg says she did daily IG lives. So she did Instagram lives. Now I actually watched some of Meg's content, and I think she started to do Instagram with her phone, but she was on Facebook on her computer with her webcam. So she was actually doing those in both locations at the same time. You can do that. You have to be careful when you multi-stream like that because you have to make sure you're addressing each audience. And when you aren't using something like StreamYard and able to pull up, comments, right? Like Nyla's comment here, she said, I love that theme of the week. No matter where you're all watching, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook page, or Facebook group, you can see Nyla's comment because I'm pulling it up. So when I address Nyla and I address her comment, you know what the heck I'm talking about. Whereas if I was just saying, oh yeah, Nyla says blah, 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 maybe Nyla's on Facebook and people on Instagram are like, who the hell's Nyla? What the heck is she talking about? I don't see a Nyla in these comments. So you kind of have to be a little careful and make sure your audience knows that you're in 2 locations. And so that it is a little bit tricky when you do it. Now, one thing I'll say about Instagram, you cannot multi-stream with Instagram using a platform. The API for Instagram is not open, meaning it's locked. So you can't use StreamYard or Restream or any others to stream into Instagram. And Instagram, owned by Facebook, has said that they want the experience on Instagram Live to be different. They do not want it to be, for example, me teaching a session like this. They do not want this on Instagram. They want it to be extremely organic, extremely raw, people just using their phone and going live on Instagram. That's what they want on Instagram. They don't want all this other stuff. And so that is one of the reasons they haven't opened that API up. So you can't do what I'm doing here with Instagram. Now, what you can do is she can take those daily IG lives, those Instagram lives that she does. She can then turn it on, make it an IGTV video as well. And then it's on IGTV. Now she could do the flip. She could go live on Facebook. And when it's done, she can download that Facebook live video and upload it to IGTV. And now she's got a video posted to her Instagram. And then, of course, the other thing is, let's look at your live broadcast. Maybe you do a 30-minute broadcast and you teach some concepts of something. Well, then take those, whatever concepts you just taught, and break them into single Instagram posts or single Instagram stories. You're not coming up with new content. You're just repurposing the thing you already said, right? Now, depending on how you decide to do that, whether you cut short clips or whether you just create image posts and you put text in there, that is, of course, is going to create time and effort as well. You can also hire a low budget VA, a virtual assistant, who can do a lot of that repurposing. There are virtual assistants that literally specialize in repurposing your content. And so that would be something else. Now, the last thing I'll say, when it comes to this and to Meg, is simply, this is why I actually don't like it when people say social media is free. It's not free. There's nothing free about it. One, you are always competing with the algorithms unless you're using ads, which costs money, right? It requires your time and your effort. And in some cases, it requires resources, maybe paid applications that you use to create things. Meg is here. You will have to watch the replay, Meg. I answered your question first. But honestly, there's no such thing as social media being free. It requires time and effort. And so there is an investment that you have to make personally, but also even maybe with a VA to repurpose your content, with applications that make some of these processes easier. But I mean, it just comes down to if you're getting results. I always say it's not a waste of time if it's not getting in the way of something else and it's bringing you results, right? You may have to shift some priorities or whatever, but if it's getting you traction, momentum, you're growing your list, make sure you have calls to action that make it worthwhile, make it worth that time and that effort, right? So again, that's the results part. So it's never a waste of time if it's getting you results and it's not getting in the way of something else that can get you bigger results. So sometimes you just kind of have to bite the bullet and figure out that happy medium of what works. It may not be every single day you do a live, every single day you do an IG post and you do all those stories. Maybe it's half of that or a fourth of that, right? The key is to be consistent and to maintain the momentum because that is how you gain the traction and maintain traction. You may find that the more you post, the more momentum you get. My friends, Luria and all of her team over at Live Streaming Pros, they do a live video 4 days a week. They go live 4 days a week, but that is their core content. That's where they spend their time. That's their marketing. Now, they also create pre-recorded videos and lessons that they upload to YouTube, but they spend their time doing live videos. That's their core content. So some people like 4 live videos a week, that's like crazy town. Personally, for me, I'm like, if that's all if I could go live 4 days a week and I didn't have to do all the other things and I could still get all the exact same results, hell, I guess I would do it because I enjoy that, right? But you just have to find your sweet spot and you do it because you get momentum, right? So that's my answer. Meg, I did give you some tactical tips as well. So make sure you do check out that replay for sure. So, all right, let me look up. I saw a question. You guys are funny. Kevin says, I like beefy. I think these were beefy questions. And Kevin, you have a question that's coming up next. I'm going to look at, make sure I'm not missing too much. Okay, so Laura says, do you think we will have continued internet problems? It interferes with my ability to deliver. I have no idea. I have no idea what your internet service is. My internet seems to be okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure. I can't answer that question, to be honest with you, but it does interfere. So when we have internet issues, it definitely gets in the way of being able to go live because you do have to have a good internet connection to be able to live stream, of course, upload stuff, download stuff. So internet is definitely a pain in the butt and can get in the way. But I can't help you there on that one. So that's all I can say. Let me see. Billy's here. Hello, Billy. How is it going? So Billy's talking about categories, business, value, lifestyle posts, how to break it down. Yeah, totally true. I like business, value, lifestyle. There's lots of experts that talk about not like also categorizing your posts into like the style. So what he's saying is do a post about business, do a post that offers value, and then do a lifestyle post of some sort. I think that's what Billy's saying. Pretty sure it is. Let me see here. Okay. Billy says, I use my note section in my iPhone. I have a content list. If I think of something good, I put it in my list for later to post. Super duper smart. So I always suggest to people, have an app of some sort because you will come up with ideas in all these random places. And you always want to be capturing those ideas as you come up with them. And then you go back to that idea bank, as I call it, and you can pull from that idea bank when you're sitting down to create your content. So yeah, I love it. Okay, cool. LSP, Live Streaming Pros, have great guests. There's this crazy marketing girl called Mel. I have had so much fun working with Live Streaming Pros. And Kevin, Lori and I are talking about another live we're going to do. We're going to go back and forth and compare Restream and StreamYard. I think it's going to be actually a lot of fun. So it's going to be super fun. All right, let me see here. Okay, Kevin, you had a question as well. So let me get to your question. Yours is fun too. So Kevin says, I have failed 3 times to create a lead magnet that works. I asked in another group about how to create these, and the answer was to figure out what problem my audience has or describe the value I'm offering. I'm finding this really hard to pin down. Yes. So first of all, absolutely, your lead magnets should solve a problem for somebody. They should help them with something. So that's always a big key. His question is, are there a series of questions Or is there a technique I should be employing to make my lead magnets have the gravitational field of a black hole rather than a fridge magnet? Kevin, you crack me up. So this is a great question. So just so everybody knows, when he's saying lead magnet, he's talking about something that someone would opt into. So, for example, I have on my website two primary lead magnets. One is a free e-course where I talk about the foundational aspects of social media, which is, very important. And then the other one I have is a PDF that gives you 50 ideas for live videos. And it's free. All you have to do is give me your email and your first name. You then go on to my email list, and that is you subscribing to my email list. So subscribing to the email list in exchange for the freebie. These are called lead magnets, right? They magnetize. Like he says, he wants that gravitational pull to pull them in, right? To attract them. So there are the technique that I would suggest, Kevin, if you have not done this, is first of all, you need to find people that fit your ideal customer profile. So who are your ideal customers? Now, Kevin, make sure that I'm not messing this up, but I believe Kevin builds robots. And you create videos of them and whatnot. Do you teach other people to build robots? Are they grown-ups that you teach? Are they children that you teach? Who is your ideal customer, right? So you need to understand who that is. And then you need to try to find people that fit that profile and actually talk to them and ask them questions as you're mentioning. So the questions with it, I always like to, let me back up for a second. There's two things I want to point out. And I have a couple slides here that I wanted to share. Now, this is my infamous customer journey slide. I feel like I've been using this a lot lately. So the phases that your customers go through, it's the funnel, if you will, is they discover you first. They're going to do some research, and then they're going to be presented with an opportunity. The opportunity that we're talking about right now is the lead magnet. Now, the lead magnet comes in to play during the discovery research phase and the opportunity, right? So they discover you and they are like, ooh, this guy makes cool robots. He seems really cool. And then they're like, sweet. And then they see something and are like, oh my God, I need that. So oh my God, I need that. That's on your homepage, right? Like people are like, ooh, I need ideas for live video. Oh my God, I need that, right? So they download it. They want it. It's solving a problem. The reason I created that list is because so many people tell me, they're like, I don't know what to go live about. I know I need to be doing live video, but I can't come up with any ideas. I have no idea. Or I've done a few live videos, but I get stuck. I don't know what else to do, right? And so, I mean, honestly, I was like, here's 50 ideas then. So that's why I created it, because it kept coming up. It was where people were stuck, right? So anyway, what you've got to figure out is when they come and discover you, when they find you, where are they in their journey? Where are they in their personal journey of building robots? He says, yes, I build robots. Let me get it back over here. Yes, I build robots. It's a mixture of adults, hobbyists, and some educators looking for ideas and content. Yeah. So essentially, what you need to figure out, Kevin, is, and the way you find out is talking to them. Okay. There are no perfect answers. There are absolutely formulas or frameworks out there about this process. I took B School from Marie Forleo, and then I also took Digital Course Academy from Amy Porterfield. They both have lessons inside of those courses where they talk about this process. But I happen to know that you can, with some really good Google searching, I know you can find some really good blog articles that tell you, hey, here are some questions you can ask, right? But what you need to do is you need to talk to them, and you need to know, where are they in their journey, right? Where are they in their journey when they find you and discover you? Are they like still not, are they just like looking for a new hobby? So maybe they're like building RC cars, or maybe they're doing other types of coding. They're coding games. Maybe they're like huge gamers, and you're like, you could take your knowledge and learn to build a robot. Maybe you need to pump belief into them that anyone can build a robot with the right, foundational knowledge of coding and whatever. Like, where are they? Do they need to be convinced that they can build robots, or are they already building robots and they now want to take their robot building skills to the next level, right? So that's why I say you got to know where these people are in their journey. So are they like totally at the beginning and need to be convinced, or are they already there and they just need to take their skills to the next level? Where are they stuck? And so anyway, this journey that they're on with you is the like, know, and trust, right? And so when they're in this phase, this is where you're hitting them with your lead magnet information. This is your content. These are your videos, your free videos, your live streamings that you're doing, blog posts, podcasts, whatever you're doing from a free content perspective. Is they're discovering you and they're doing research, and they're deciding whether they like you or not in there. you are also going to they're going to find lead magnets from you, but it has to be compelling to them. And so if they're not downloading them, then it means they're not compelling to them right now. And so we got to figure out what they want and what they need. And so that is where you are in right here. This is how they get to know you even further. And then when they actually learn from you and that you help them, they're going to trust you, which then they're going to become a customer and all the other things, right? So these are the questions that I recommend, are the things that you think through. This was all in my content planning workshop, so I don't want to spend too much time rehashing this. But definitely, if you missed that content planning workshop last week, go watch that replay. It's on YouTube. It's everywhere. You can check it out. But basically, like I said, you want to know where they are in the journey. What questions do they have? What are they asking you? So when you talk to people, even right now, that are part of your audience, what questions are they always asking? For example, I get questions a lot like, how did you display those comments? And I'm like, I use StreamYard, so just, I know what the common questions are. So I know what the things I need to talk about are. And so where do they get stuck? What are their pain points? This is where you can really offer a valuable lead magnet if you can get them unstuck. If your lead magnet can get them unstuck and help them take action or get to the next step in their journey, then your lead magnet is a win, right? So, and the other thing is, sometimes it's a matter of what can you show them or share that they would have never thought of themselves? Can you create like an aha moment for them? Right. And so that's kind of one of those fun things that you want to check out for sure. So, yeah. So Kevin, that's kind of what my thought was for you. Let me see here. I'm looking here. Laura says, where does branding fall in this? Where does branding fall in this? I don't know. If you're talking about his lead magnet, I mean, branding, your lead magnets absolutely have to be branded. Like you have to be, I mean, that's part of your business. Anything that comes out of your business, your website, everything should be branded. It should have consistency so that people have a consistent feel. That creates more trust, is when they can kind of have that consistency throughout their brand experience with you, for sure. Have I ever advertised at libraries? No, I have never advertised at libraries. Let me see. What are we out? Let me see. She says, I know Vex is down. We are interested in coding. Cool. Yeah. So check it out. So no for a new model. I don't know what. Maybe be a little bit more specific, Laura, in your questions. Like, give me a little bit more detail about what you're asking, and then I would be more than happy to help you. Kevin says, yes, thank you so much. Yeah, so Kevin, seriously. But definitely, like, I do think that Marie Forleo has a free resource out there. It's about, validating your lead magnet. This is what you would want to search. What you want to search is how to validate your lead magnet. How to validate your ideal customer, what questions to ask your ideal customer, how to interview your ideal customer. That's the kind of stuff that you would want to do for sure. Those are the types of things you'd want to Google. I almost guarantee you can find some stuff. I may even do a quick little search myself and post it in our DIY group for you, Kevin, after I do that part. So that's a great one though. Okay. Anybody else have any other questions? Let me see. I think I saw something else up here. I'm not sure. I don't see any questions. Yeah. So I will tell you some fun stuff, right? So I was watching a video. There's a video today. I am going to share it into the group, my Facebook group. And it is, a lot of people have been asking me about using their phones for live video. So I'm always talking about live streaming pros. And Kevin, I don't know if you saw the live LSP's live video just before this. And it was all the tripods and all the awesome microphones. You guys, I can only play with so many toys. So I love when I see another video where they showcase things that I've never used. And so I'm going to share that video, but you guys go check out Live Streaming Pros. The video they did today, Laura interviewed 2 people and they had all kinds of great tips about how to make really great live videos with just your phone, which I'm a huge proponent of. I mean, you shouldn't have to go buy a whole bunch of fancy equipment. I want you to, just like get after it. And so just use your phone. I always say that. Hello, Tara. Hello, Angie. Hello. Yeah, he says, yes, the LSP show is awesome. I was totally geeking out on it. And I was taking notes. I was like, ooh, I need to check out that tripod. Tara has a question. She says, Non-beefy question. How do you do the reminders for when you are going live? I love this question. So I use StreamYard, and StreamYard allows me to do it. So I actually, let me show you really fast. Let me pull this up. Yeah, okay. I'm coming back to your question, but I didn't know. So Nimmin is an awesome, like he's on YouTube, has a big channel. He's great to follow. He's got very good practical tips. He actually is a guest for StreamYard quite a bit. And he is stranded in Mexico right now because of, I guess he got quarantined or there's lockdown, and he is literally stranded in Mexico. And so he put together a basic kit because he didn't have any of his gear with him. I thought that was pretty cool for sure. Okay. Yeah. StreamYard is the answer. StreamYard is the answer. So it is very easy. You can do this with the free version of StreamYard if you would like. And so when you go to create a broadcast, you would actually go here, create broadcast, pick a location, fancy title, fancy description. And then when you would actually click schedule for later, and this is where you would upload your thumbnail. So like the thumbnail that you guys always see, and then you pick your date and time. We'll say today at 8:30 p.m. And then when you create broadcast, so I didn't upload a thumbnail, but when you don't upload a thumbnail, it takes your cover photo from your profile. And so then when we see this on Facebook, you will see the scheduled broadcast. Melanie plans to go live, and there's my fancy description and my fancy titles down here. You guys can barely see that. So yeah, it's really easy. It's fantastic, isn't it? That's one of the reasons I love StreamYard, is that it makes everything so freaking easy. And so that's why I recommend it. Now, you can do the same thing with Restream. You can do the same thing with BeLive TV. And you can also do it with some other applications out there. But in my opinion, StreamYard and Restream, those are the two applications that I personally recommend for the simplicity, to keep it simple, plug and play there. Plug and play. You saw how I did it. Kevin can tell you there are some other applications out there that require you to understand custom RTMP and some other stuff and stream keys. I don't want to mess with any of that stuff. I just want to do what I just did. There it is, right? It's scheduled and ready to go. I will say one of the differences that I prefer, one of the reasons right now, I prefer StreamYard. Restream is awesome as well. It's absolutely wonderful. I guess I could log in and show it to you. I think I can log in. I have the free account. So Restream looks like this. Totally different interface, right? But Restream has some limitations. So let me just see here. See if it's going to let me do this. Oh no, that's that. Okay. See, I haven't even done it enough. Oh, here we go. Enter Live Studio. And then it gives you some different layouts as well. But it also gives you they provide you with graphics, which is super cool. Let me see, show. Look at that. Like Restream provides you with these overlays already, which I think is great. And they even have some countdown timers, but the free version only lets you go live on your personal profile. Like, come on. So if you want to go live on a business page, or you want to go live in a group, you have to have the paid version. Now, StreamYard lets you go live wherever you want for free, and it's going to have the logo in the corner. But the free version, in my opinion, you actually get more. So the cost of StreamYard, Nyla, I see your question. So I'm going to go to incognito. Anyway, my whole point is they're very different. They're similar, but different. So I would play around with both of them from a free perspective, and then play around with both of them from a free perspective, and then just decide on one. Nyla, I will tell you that in the boot camp, Nyla's a boot camper. In the boot camp, we focus on StreamYard. So your tech library is going to have a ton of StreamYard demo videos to teach you how to do a lot of the stuff that you see me do. So the pricing for StreamYard free gets you all the fun stuff, sharing your screen like I'm doing right now. This is what the free version would look like right here. Let me remove my overlay, because you don't get custom overlays. It would look like this. You'd have that logo up in the corner. But you can still Display comments. You can still have 6 people in your stream if you want. You can still customize the color. I mean, you can go on any of the channels. You can, you're always going to have that StreamYard logo, but so what? And then there's streaming limits. You're never going to run into this. I doubt you would run into an issue where you're going to be like, I need more streaming hours. Like 20 hours a month is quite a bit. But if you are streaming that much, then you should probably use the paid version because you can do so many other things like have the overlays, have the countdown timers and all those things in it. But you can have 10 participants. $20 a month is not very much money for all the amazing things that you get. I personally have the professional plan, and that is so that I can use the HD, full HD. And I love the app, and I think it's great. So that's the pricing for StreamYard. It's really a great application. Absolutely get started with the free version and just have fun, play around with it. And just go for it. So Susanna agrees. She says StreamYard is a nice tool. I think it just makes things so easy. They have everything built in. You don't have to like do a lot of figuring out. It's just kind of ready to go right out of the package, if you will. That's why it's called plug and play. You don't have to configure anything. It's really, really a very intuitive application that you can do amazing things. I mean, it's the application that I use. So everything you see me do is because of the fact that I'm using StreamYard. Kevin says 20 hours a month would be exhausting. I have so streamed 20 hours a month before. In fact, I have gone live every single day for an entire month before, and it was a blast. I loved it, actually. I thought it was fun myself personally, but I like to do live video. I did get a little content fatigue when I did that. They were blitzes. Live video blitzes. So, Nyla says, that's what I need. Easy breezy. Then StreamYard. And like I said, in our bootcamp, Nyla, we're going to talk about StreamYard a lot, and you'll see me use StreamYard. And like I said, your tech library that you get will have lots of demo videos about how to do a lot of things with StreamYard. And with your Canva packet that you got as bonus, you will have a starter pack on designing your own overlays and things like this. This is an overlay. So it's a transparent image. So it's up here, right? And that's an overlay. So it's fun. And you can create a lot of fun with your streaming and just make them custom and fun. And of course, your animated things like this down here, the fun stuff. We can do that. This is just an animated GIF, right? And so you can actually use animated GIFs with StreamYard too and do all these crazy character things like this. But the Party Parrot is the one that we started with. The Party Parrot is where I got all the inspiration, and I wanted to have some fun and have the Party Parrot in the stream down here with us, hanging out with us. And then I decided, why don't I just also add my own little GIFs? And I know Kevin is a huge fan of my GIFs. So Kevin made this GIF right here himself as well. And it is hilarious because he did the same thing. Anyway, these are fun. You can have a lot of fun with your streams. Here's another one I have. These are all animated, transparent GIFs that you can upload into StreamYard and turn them off on your stream, and you can have all the fun stuff. So he says, I love the animated GIF. I need to make more. So I actually was going to make more today, but I'm not going to have time today. I kept saying, get through your launch, get the bootcamp done, and then you get to have a fun day, get the green screen out again and make some more GIFs. Where's my list? I have a list somewhere. I literally am excited to, I have a list going. Like another one that I want to do is like a confused one. Like, have you seen the Britney Spears GIF where she's like, those? I want to literally recreate all my favorite GIFs and use them just like I did. Bez says, Party Parrot and your own GIFs are awesome. How do you make those? So it's a combination. So Bez, I believe you came over to my world from Live Streaming Pros, and I did the hack one. Lori and I I shared some of the hacks that I do. Basically what I mean by this hack is that I see people do stuff with fancy things, and then I like to figure out ways to do it with the easy applications. So, you can make animated graphics using like Kevin knows how, fancy Adobe software. I don't want to take the time to learn Adobe. So I take the time to use the apps that I already use, like Canva. So what I did, I'll tell you, literally, this is the step-by-step process. The step-by-step process is this. I used a green screen, even though you wouldn't have to, because of the app I'm going to tell you about in a second. I recorded myself. I literally opened up OBS just because I like OBS because you can actually record yourself pretty easily and pretty high quality. And so, but you could use anything, any screen capture tool, whatever you want to use to record yourself on video. You could just use your phone if you wanted to, right? Set it up on a tripod and do a selfie video and do whatever the animation you want to do. Okay. So let's say it's the mind blown, right? You would go and be done, right? So what I recommend is you start with the face you're going to end with, so that, because it's going to loop, right? And so if it's just, right? So you start here and you go, and bring everything back and then kind of try to have that same face at the end, because it's going to create a loop. GIFs create loops. That's what they do. They replay. So then you record this video, and then I used an application called Unscreen. It's called Unscreen. And you have to pay for it. It's not very expensive. But if you're going to do these things, do them in a batch, pay for it for the month, and then cancel it. It's like $9 a month, I think. And you can get high definition, where it will remove the background. And how it does it, I first thought I had to have green screen to get it to do it right. You actually don't. What it does is, see how I'm moving? It removes anything that's not moving. So as long as you are in a static environment, I do think that you're going to be better off if you record yourself in front of a solid wall or a solid background. You do not have to use a green screen for this app. So anyway, you would move it. It's going to keep anything moving, and then anything that's not moving, it deletes it from the video. Okay. And so then you have this file, and sometimes it's imperfect. So like if you're sitting still in the beginning, it won't remove anything. So you might have to trim your video. There's a bunch of weird stuff. Follow along with me here. So you then remove the background from Unscreen. So then you have this, and you can download, at that point, you can download it as a GIF, a transparent GIF if you want to. Or you can add a background to it. Inside this app, it actually allows you to add a background. I downloaded the transparent GIFs, and then I took those transparent video files, the GIF files, uploaded them into Canva, and then you can add your own background, your own text to it, whatever you want. And that's how I made those animated GIFs right there, literally. So I will say too, that to make the small ones like this right here, these right here I made these. I actually had a step in between. So I recorded the video, had the video. I used Canva. I uploaded the video to Canva, and I added it, and I shrunk it down into the screen. And then I exported it, and it was just this in the bottom corner. And then I uploaded that file, because the file I wanted needed to be this whole frame, right? With just me down here. And so I started in Canva, shrunk the video down, then I put it in Unscreen, and it removed all the background. So that's how I did it. That's how I did it right there. I'm actually thinking about putting a tutorial together. I get asked this question a lot, and I know that the more GIFs that I make, the more I'm going to get asked about it. So for sure. So good question. Happy to answer it. And like I said, I need to turn that bad boy off, don't I? I am probably going to make a little tutorial for it, because I get asked enough. So why not, right? Okay. So you guys, I'm so I saw that Laura mentioned she's making a vision board for the year. She's changing her model because of her business. She helps kids. She's got to change her business model. To your point earlier, Laura, I do not think that means you need to rebrand, but you definitely have to kind of think through it. But if you guys are not part of the DIY Marketing with Melanie Facebook group, I'd love to invite you over there. If you already are in there, I want you guys to start posting what your plans are for the year. Like, what are you planning to do in 2021 besides make your own animated GIFs, right? So I want to know what you guys are planning to do. So Kevin, what are you doing? You have your business, and what's happening. Bez, what are you doing for the year? Susanna, I want to know what you're doing. So I would love to see you guys post in that group what your plans are for 2021. And so this week, that's what I want to hear from you guys. And of course, this Friday, even though it's New Year's Day, we will totally be having a Friday free-for-all like we always do. And you can self-promote and promote your links to whatever it is. Your lead magnet, Kevin, maybe. You never know. Maybe there's somebody in that group that could give you some feedback on it. Kevin, that was the other thing I was going to say, is that sometimes you want to give your lead magnet to someone, offer it to people without them having to opt in, and let them give you feedback on it too. So that sometimes it's one of those things that kind of helps you out too. So, well, you guys, it looks like that's all the questions that I have for today. And we are just about at the 3:00 hour. And so I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream, but I wanted to say thank you to you guys and for being here. And also, what an amazing year we've had. What an amazing few months we've had. It has been so great to get to know so many of you even better. There's a lot of you that are new to my world. So thank you for being here. I'm really excited about next year. And I hope that you're excited about next year and what you're going to be working on and what you're going to be doing. I think it's going to be another pretty interesting year. I don't think that the complexities are going to get any simpler. And I think that we are going to have to continue to look for moments to pivot, opportunities to pivot. And I want to be here to support you in any way that I can. And so join the group, be with us, be a part of us. We have fun. You have funny Kevin, who is in our group as well. No, those are not dog bones or human bones. Those are wine corks. Those are wine corks behind me, Kevin. I can prove it. I'll prove it. Wine corks in the bottle. That is the first time anyone has ever said they were dog bones. Anyway, why would you not want to be in our community? You got Kevin in the community as well. So anyway, you guys, I just want to say I want to be here to support you in any way that can. So stick around, be here for me. Let me know what you need. Post in the group your questions, whatever's going on. I'm happy to be here for you guys. And I love how everybody supports each other as well. So I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you for being here in 2020. I will see you again in 2021. All right, you guys, I'll see you later.